Hey everybody, welcome to Terry TV. How y'all doing today? Happy Labor Day. Woo! This isn't going to be a long one. And we'll open with the fact that Crazy Mike, who usually counts you down and so on and so forth, he does that out of the goodness of his heart. He is looking to stay up for most of the day and into the early wee hours because he's getting ready to board a plane, as he says here, for a flight 4:30 a.m. to head to JFK. But he wanted to say hello. So he says hello, and I say happy Labor Day. And how are you all doing today? Like I said, not going to be a long broadcast today. It's going to be quick because this is your non-labor Labor Day. It was interesting when I thought about it. I'm getting ahead of myself, aren't I? All right. Okay. I'm Terri Hardin, pop icon, and Walt Disney's legendary Imagineer. I've worked on things like Ghostbusters, Men in Black. I've worked with the Henson Company since 1989, known Jim Henson since 1982. What else can I tell you? Ghostbusters played the Marshmallow Man and the Terror Dog in that. Both practical puppets, a lot of fun. Got to work with some great people like Sigourney Weaver. Then I did Captain EO with Michael Jackson. Got to spend some time with the King of Pop, and it was wonderful. Just a great life and a great experience and tons of fun. And as a Disney Imagineer, how could I possibly forget the designer of the Dragon's Lair Paris? So, guys, I fought for that attraction. That attraction came to be. I was granted with the great opportunity to build and create it, not alone, work with a team. Collaboration is the word for Imagineering, and I loved every minute of it. It was one of my favorite projects. However, I did also get to do Big Thunder, and that was pretty exciting as well. So Big Thunder Mountain Paris, just to clarify, Big Thunder Mountain Paris, which for those of you who have not been to Paris, you board on the mainland and you go underneath the water, and it's on an island. So it's really cool. It's very cool. It's something that was very special. When building that park, it was the first park outside of the US we were creating. And so it was very important to be super dazzling. Wow factor was a big deal. And that was the idea. If you see some colors changing here and stuff, that's my wonderful and fabulous husband who is tweaking right now. And hopefully right now I'm in darkness. That we'll use that for Halloween. In any case, I didn't want to bring attention to it, but I did want to bring attention to it. So in case you're wondering what's going on with the picture, it's just some, that kind of thing. All right. So today I wanted to share with you that Disneyland, as you know or may not know, had their 69th birthday in July 17th. And one of the things that my tribe and I, and those of you who don't know about Terry's tribe, let me just tell you a little bit about it before we dive into the good stuff. And this is part of the good stuff, a major part. Patreon.com is my Patreon page called Terry's Tribe. You click on this /Terri Hardin, you can find me. And for just $5 a month, you can be a part of the tribe. It's really exciting. You will be able with like-minded people. We collaborate on a lot of stuff. I ask questions of you often. What do you like to collect? Can you help me with this sculpture? Can I help you with things you want to have done? It's a really awesome group of people that are just fabulous. They're just wonderful. And I'm very excited to have them in my life and would love you to be a part of it too. Go here, check it out, see if you like it, try it for a month. You can put a jar. I always say you put a jar by the door, put a quarter in it every day, and you got your $5. And believe me, I do over deliver. So it's really great. Anyway, we designed a pin. I'm gonna leave this up just a little bit longer so you can see why am I talking about Terry's Tribe. We designed a pin, and the pin we designed is this little guy right here in this cellophane bag. it was reported, and I have some cast members in Terry's tribe, but I also have people, more importantly, because sometimes cast members are bound by secrecy. They can't really tell you too many things. So we have people that have their hands on the pulse of Disney stuff. When I was sculpting for Disney, I would always, it never shocked me, but it did surprise me that those who were super collectors of work that loved Disney work knew what I was going to create almost before I was going to create it. You know, my Tinkerbell tiptoeing across the map, which was my biggest seller at Disneyland when she was released out of the Disney gallery. They knew, they just knew, and they asked me about it, and I was like, I haven't even designed the concept yet, which incidentally, I gathered a bunch of Tinkerbell fans together so that they could help me create that concept back at the time when I was creating Disney stuff for the parks. I don't do that anymore, but I do still create creatures, characters, sculptures, also do one-of-a-kinds, etc., etc. Well, the patrons help me if I'm going to do a limited edition. All right. If I'm going to do a limited edition of a sculpture, I will sit with them and I'll say, what's next? What do you think? What are we going to do next? And they will chime in about what they want. And then I'll say, you know, I only do 50. So they're going to be about this price point. Who would buy it? They'll let me know that too. So you're very, very much a part of my process. And then I'm there to help you if you're an artist who, and I mean artist across the board, musician, writer, draw, paint, clean, whatever you do that you're passionate about, well, that's your art. And so I'm there to help you move forward if I can. And so is the rest of the tribe. So this is a great group of people. Anyway, i.e., enter this pin. Now, this pin right here, the reason this pin is so special and it's very tiny and it's not focused here, don't worry, I'm going to cut to another camera where you can really look at it, okay? But for now, I'm going to hold it here because I'm trying to prove a point. And the point I'm trying to prove is that this pin went through several evolutions until everyone loved it. It had a limited edition. That limited edition sold out in about an hour, and it was not public. It went through my tribe. See, right here, my tribe. So the tribe ended up gobbling most of it. So the limited went away because I often do, you know, they help me build it. Why not have the limited editions? But we have an open edition of this pin, and that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. Here is the open edition. And from this camera angle, you're going to say, I don't see a lot of difference. And here it is here. So here they are. From your point of view, don't they look the same? They do. And there's a reason for that. So let's cut and show you where that reasoning is. I know I said an unboxing, sort of an unboxing, an unwrapping for you guys. Okay. All righty. Good. I know you guys are lead with tolerance. So here we go. Here are the two Disneyland pins. And you can see here that here they're in focus. I shouldn't touch the top. You can see that this is all open. It's the hub, the Walt and Mickey statue in the middle of Disneyland. Now, one of the tribe members, Connie, she was the ambassador for Walt when Walt was living. So a great addition and a huge part of our tribe. And this is because she knew Walt when Walt was alive. And so she can kind of tell us what he might feel or think because she spent a lot of time with him. She was an ambassador. So here you go. Now you'll notice here that if I point to this right here, you see how that is a yellowy color, and you see how the D over here, they're all the bright sunny yellow as opposed to the yellow orange right here. I love this camera because he's trying very hard. Thank you, camera. This is the major change in the limited edition. The limited editions have the sort of yellow straw color behind the two D's, both D's here, but here it's all the same color yellow. Thank you, Pin. It's all the same color yellow. So what happens is that the open edition is all the yellow color, and the limited edition has the sunny color behind the D's. Also, between the letters, and you can't see it very well here, but in between the letters, you will see that the green is here, but there's purple with this one. I know how much you guys love purple. So there you go. I could go in and zoom in really tight, but just know this is the size of the pin. This is how wonderful the pin is. And they're just $20. Okay. So this is what I wanted to talk to you about, is that this one is available now. You can order it off my website. Let me just show you what my website is. TerriHarden.com. You go to TerriHarden.com, click on online store, and it's right up front. This little pin right here is right up front. If I put it next to me, it's more in focus. See, because this camera's about me. Anyway, they are available. They're $20. You can order as many as you want off the website, or when I appear somewhere, they will be with me all year. So if you're going to the Disneyana event in October in Irvine, I will be there. If you're going to see me pumpkin demo at Irvine Park Railroad around the 12th, I think is the date that I'm going to be doing that. 12th, I think, in October 12th, I think. Anyway, I think that's it. I'll be posting. Anyway, October 12th, you will see them there. They will be available there. They will also be available pretty much wherever I'm appearing. So I'm working on my website now, but I will work to tell you guys where I'm going to be. But I'll go to my website. It's ever changing. So don't be upset if something's little miss. You can write to me here. You can write to me here, Terri at TerriHarden.com, if you have a comment, a question, whatever you want to know. Okay? Go to the website, check it out, click on online store if you want this pin, or simply come by. I'm going to be selling the open edition all year. Okay? All year. So there you go. A really fun thing. Now, what I believe happened is Disney watches me, and they quickly raced to get a pin that they offered here. Let's just pull that back so you can kind of see it. Anyway, it's Tinkerbell right here with a sort of a cake behind it. And then there's a candle that's supposed to be behind her. No, it's a wig. And then the D has a candle up here. Anyway, it was a quick pin. It's a cute pin. You can find it at Company D. It's actually at Company D now. But if you're part of the tribe, we do a thing called the treasure chest, and you could win it. I mean, you could get it. It's a gift thing. It's not a winning thing. It's a gifty thing that I gift you for thanking you for being a part of Terri's tribe. So there's all kinds of fun things that you can do, that you can be a part of. Choice is yours. Go there, check it out, and be there. Don't be square. That's what that's about, right? All kinds of cool things that I share there. I do share here. Here it's free. There it's $5. You got to have skin in the game if I do. So $5 is what I'm asking. There are higher portals, but right now, dip a toe in the water and see if you like it, and decide, right? That's what you really need to do, is just kind of see if it's something for you. This is a very unusual channel, just because it's mostly, it's all, not even mostly, it's all my opinions, my thoughts, and it zigzags back and forth like a freeway. I start to talk about maybe a movie that I think is fascinating, or why do I watch a bazillion movies? This is the thing. So that's kind of the way it looks. Now, the next thing that I'm going to unbox for you is, many of you love Kickstarter. I've never done a Kickstarter, but I like Kickstarter. I tend to avoid it a little bit because you can get sucked down a rabbit hole and want to support one of your, favorite people, and you want to keep supporting them. And the reality of it is we have to start thinking, those of us in our silver years, more like a person who's retired or about to retire. And that's very important. So you got to watch your P's and Q's when it comes to spending. You don't want to carry too much debt, et cetera, et cetera. So you got to be thoughtful. As much as an artist, I don't like being an adult. The reality is that you got to be a thoughtful adult if you're going to get to the end of the road without really struggling. You plan and you work this stuff out. You figure this stuff out. And it's not easy to plan for how much money you're going to need in the future. So it's a challenge, but I keep hearing, and they're absolutely right. The earlier you start, the better it can be, right? And I was one who didn't do that, but luckily I have a husband who looked at me and said, if you don't start, eh. Now, what I did do is do a lot of work in the film industry. I did Ghostbusters, Men in Black, Country Bears, etc., etc., as mentioned a little bit in the beginning here to you. And that awarded me, or qualified me is a better word because it's all my hard work, for a pension with the Screen Actors Guild. So I have a pension, which is nice. And this is something that as an artist is very special because it takes care of you a little bit. Not huge, but it's something, right? And this is why it's good to just keep that business hat on, even though it doesn't fit right. In my case, numbers are not the best for me to do, so I delegate to people that I know, love, and trust, and they help me with numbers because that's not my art. Luckily, I have one who's an artist when it comes to bookkeeping and numbers, and very blessed with that. But if you're someone out there who cooks and loves cooking, realize I just read, I began to read a book about an amazing artist and named Dominique Crin, and she's the one who advised the production of The Menu, which is one of my favorite quirky, wild movies. If you haven't seen it, be sure you see it. It's really good. In my opinion, it's really good, especially if you're a foodie. It's very off the wall and really good. Anyway, she was the chef because it's about food. She was the chef who was the advisor on the film, and she really enjoyed it. I saw a few interviews where she talked about her experience on there and how much fun it was. But also, she was a little shy in some of her interviews. I listened to some of her interviews, again, going down a rabbit hole, feeling kind of weird when she said she was an artist, but she is. Food is her medium. She paints with food, and I use paint, as kind of a watchword. She sculpts with food. She paints with food. She creates with food. That is her medium. Like I use oils and acrylics to paint, and I wouldn't call myself an artist yet. I am an artist who's learning how to paint. Let me say that. I definitely have the artist brain. The painting is more and more of a learning experience, and I love learning. But I am a sculptor, and I'm a really good one. So sculpturally, it's my passion. It's my art. Believe me, I'm an artist. But when you think of artists out there, many of you will say what I do is not art. And the only way it's not art for you, in my opinion, and this is what I'm talking about this channel. This is why this channel is a bit unusual, okay? That's because it's not going to necessarily always tell you how to be better on YouTube, because I have no idea. I just come and talk to you because I hope it will make you feel better, okay? That's the idea right there. If you have a question about some of my history, yay. But I want to tell you the history and help you apply it to your own lives. Does that make sense? So I believe, and I know this to be true, that an artist is someone who's passionate about what they do. And therefore, Dominique now calls herself an artist. And I think she did it as of 2020 because I just got her memoir, and in it, she calls herself an artist. So good for you, Dominique. Embrace that. You've always been an artist, always been creative. You just had to be connected with that which you create with. And for you, it's food. Some people, it's Lego. I went to a Lego event in Seattle and saw magic there. Some people paint, some people draw, but it's not only the drawers, painters, and theater performers or puppeteers or whatever. It can be someone who cleans, someone who is passionate about cleaning and cleaning passionately. That's an art form, because when I clean, And I will say, if I clean, my husband is sweet enough to do most of that part because I clean like an artist. I've got painting to do or sculpting to do. So I clean because I want it done. Do you know what I mean? So I will do it do you know what I mean? And so a person who does it because it's their art form really gets in there and makes it amazing. You walk into the bathroom and you say, "Oh my God, this looks as like when I moved in. How did you do this? I thought that stain was there permanently." And the person says, "Well, that's my secret." That's the way it is. If you have a person whose art palette is numbers, they work beautifully with numbers. And you've got the artist who's passionate about working with numbers. You want that person as opposed to someone who's just doing a job. Because the passionate ones have to balance a checkbook. I mean, it can't even be one penny off. They're like, you know, that's not right. And so you benefit from all these artists who just work in different types of mediums across the board and create something magical. For me, the bookkeeper creates magical numbers. She is not only a genius, but she's also someone who speaks to me like an artist. And my husband and I were talking about this today. With artists, money is not necessarily the be all end all with an artist. And if you're an artist out there, that's the challenge for you because sometimes you don't know how to price your work. Sometimes you don't know how to market, nor do you want to market. Many of you don't even want to be on the internet. I get this. I didn't. I fought it. So this is kind of the point I'm trying to make is all of you can be and think of yourselves as artists. You just have to look and see if you're passionate for what you do. And then what is it you work in? People, you've seen these people who really trick out these cars, whether it's something wild and crazy or it's just restoring something that was dead in a field to its normal luster in history. Artists, right? Yeah. So just try not to get in the stigma of thinking that you're not, because believing you're an artist feels wonderful, feels good in your body, feels good in your soul. So this is why we always consider that. So the Patreon page is about that. The Patreon page, my Patreon page, Terry H Tribe, is about that. It's about a way for you to continue to feel good about yourself and think of yourself in a different way and go through, past some walls, go through some hurdles, jump over some fences that are blocking you. Even if the fence is your own head. Okay, this is what happens on my page. And a little bit here, you're going to get a sprinkle of it here. Because not only do you have to believe, but you have to fight for that which you believe in. Okay, it's not enough to sit in the corner, Namya Ringe Kyo. Not going to happen. But you've got to also prove your worthiness in the universe. Okay, God's going to give you a kick. You're going to fall on the floor. You're going to say to yourself, now what? I've been kicked in the teeth. Do you give up or do you move on? Okay. Do you move on? Do you take that challenge and Kickstarter and then do you not get funded and do you just give up? Or do you try again? Because sometimes 3 times the charm or 2 times, doing it again, taking what you've learned and applying it to the next thing. That's learning. And I personally feel if you're not learning, you might as well pull the ground up over you, because why not learn? Why be a know-it-all? You never can know everything about what it is. So it's really fun to learn about new things, to understand new things, and to be interested. My husband was telling me yesterday that the word apple used to mean something not good. And he told me I'm sorry, I don't remember the word, but the point is he's one of these people that comes up with these, he'll come up with these thoughts and I'll go, I never knew that. And he'll go on. And it's because he's amazing with his retention of what he reads. If I could only have a fraction of remembering what I read the way he does, what a great ability. I mean, he will pull stuff out that where did that come from? Oh, I read it back in the ya and the dur and the d and the. It does mean he remembers films very well, even if they're bad. He has really good. I'm one of these people that goes, woo! So it's like watching it for the first time again. So watching Jurassic Park, for example, I hadn't watched it in probably, gosh, it's got to be a couple years, 2 or 3 years maybe. And I decided to watch it. And it was like the first time. It was great. And 2 and 3, I hadn't. Gosh, since their release, which was way back. So it was like a brand new adventure for me. I would tell my husband, I remember a scene with a bus, or I remember a scene with Jello, or I remember a scene, but that's the scenes I remember. I remember a giant creature jumping out of the water. That's Jurassic World. So super exciting to see movies again that I haven't seen for a while. Always a lovely, beautiful, joyful experience to me. I remember I liked it maybe, but I don't remember exactly the details. So it's like opening a new package and this has been my way ever since I was a kid. So it just doesn't stay in there. There's too much other stuff wants to be in the brain. So that's kind of what I'm talking to you about. Now, one more thing. I told you it wasn't going to be super long. We've already gone 26 minutes. And I know you want to get on to your Labor Day, because this is where you get to either catch up on stuff you haven't had a chance to do, sit back, relax, and read that book you've been dying to crack into. Maybe it's just sitting out and looking at the beautiful day outside your window or from your porch. One thing about California, it's never short on beautiful days. And I'm sure it's true in your neck of the woods as well. So that being the case, let's get to one more unboxing. I did it for the tribe today. Let me do it for you as well. And it involves this little box right here, this little gem. This, you can see right there, says Novaz, Novaz. I don't know if that's how you say it. Could be Novas. Novas, Novas might be a better way to say it, actually. Anyway, I'm going to open this up for you, and I'm going to show it to you. And I hope you enjoy this little reveal. So here I am here, and here it is here. So there it is, and we're going to open it up for you right now. And you can see here that it appears to be two of something, and we're going to take one out. The unboxing experience is a lot of fun with this particular product. I thought the box was beautiful, and I thought this was beautiful, but I'm going to show it to you right now. And those of you who are on the Terry's Tribe, don't spoil don't spoil this. You saw it earlier this morning. That's one of the things about being on the tribe. Your $5 gets you a lot, and one of it is first. But look at this. Is this one of the most, now this is a Kickstarter project that I backed, and you got over more than 50% chance of getting lucky and actually getting it delivered to you. They do warn you, if you back a Kickstarter project, you may or may not see the product. But in this case, I got to see the product. This is it. Isn't it pretty? It's very, very beautiful. It's a crystal glass. But why did I invest in a crystal glass? Well, I'm going to show you right now. Are you ready? Okay, here it happens. We're going to do the magic right now. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. You see that? So now, as you see how beautiful and crystal it is, isn't it amazing? I mean, it looks like glass, right? But it is a flexible material. So those of you who like to entertain outside but want a little more elegance in your life, this can be the company for you. Now, I will say right now, this is what they've produced, these kind of whiskey tumblers or juice glass size if you don't drink. But they're gorgeous, aren't they? So the first thing I wrote to them and said is, when are the wine glasses coming? And I'll be first in line for those, because I just think this is a lovely thing for my husband and I. Like to take these little weekend getaways, sit by the beach and have a glass of wine. Bingo. This just adds a little elegance, and it still has that reflective quality you see there. that is just stunning. They're just amazing. And so I fell in love with the product. I fell in love with the demonstration, and I backed them. And I'm hoping that they will take the world by storm, because especially in California, we do a lot of outdoor stuff. And sometimes you want to have, your wine bottle and your glasses and everything, and you want it to be cool and wonderful. But the last thing you want to do is break something, try to get all the pieces, especially if you're sitting on sand or you're sitting in a park somewhere. You don't want someone else to get hurt or yourself to get hurt. This changes everything. So there are some things that they warn you about. First of all, if you wear lipstick and you sip, you want to make sure you wipe that clean right away, and you want to rinse them after you're done, simply because they could discolor a little bit sometimes. They're not sure what will discolor and what won't. And one of the questions that I had for them, as I wrap it up, one of the questions that I had for them is, here we go, is effervescent. Like if I wanted to put a champagne into the glass or whatever, would that ruin the luster of the cup? And they talk about no dishwasher. You hand wash them because they're a very special glass. So they need a little love. Now, if it's anything like another company that I backed called Magellan's, which does some of the best luggage I've ever had in my life, they could improve it, because this was the first one. Okay, I looked at the prototype, fell in love with the prototype. This is the first set they sent out to people who supported them in order to get their idea off the ground, their art off the ground, right? And so now they may improve upon it. So in the case of the Magellan luggage, I fell in love with the backpack, which was the first thing they introduced. And when they introduced this backpack, the thing was you could set it down and it didn't tip over. All right. Now, many of you have these backpacks that are kind of bulbousy and they do sit down, but I mean, this one is bar none really cool. It's just amazing. It has a side handle that you can put, like, strap onto your luggage. And it also had easy access on certain side panels. Now, many of us wrote to them and said that bottom zipper, it might be too easy to get into. There's no way to lock that off. And so the new backpacks don't have that bottom zipper. However, I love that bottom zipper. I'm very watchful of that backpack, and don't really leave it in places where someone could, zip the bottom and reach inside and grab something. Or I just put snacks in there. So if they grab a snack, but the idea is it's so great because you can set it on the seat beside you flat, zip the side, not the front, and just open it like a hatch. And you have all of the things that you may want to use, need, or have in, while flying on a plane. It's just amazing. During the time when the pandemic was leaving that middle seat open, this worked beautifully. You could scoot it over, and then the person who was in the aisle seat could scoot theirs, and you had plenty of area to not only work at your table, but you could have this nice little spot there. Really cool. Really cool. But now they've gone on to big luggage, and they've gone on to foldable luggage. Their company has exploded. And it's nice to think that maybe I had a teeny tiny part in getting them started. So that's why Kickstarter and GoFundMe are very special. Kickstarter especially is very special. But they do warn you that when you invest, you've got to, bear in mind, you might not get to see the product. And I have a few products, my husband and I were saying it the other day, 2 or 3 that we just never going to see. So, so that's the thing. Do you quit, or do you trust it? You believe in it. You look at their research, you look at what they've got going, and you say, I'm going to back this, if that's your thing, right? Or to take care of yourself. Okay. So let's say hi to you guys. And yeah, so, here is Debbie. Debbie is part of the tribe. Debbie says, hello, my dearest. I just came home late last night from my Texas trip, and she missed all of us. Yes. Ooh, Texas sounds like a fun thing to do. Debbie, absolutely. Hey there. Hi, Terry. Happy Labor Day. Hello, Joe. Good to have you in the house. Sherry says, happy every day. Rick and Sherry Langley, and Labor Day too, where you just commit to maybe taking it easy for yourself. I'm sorry we have to have a day that says Labor Day and you're not really supposed to labor on Labor Day. It's a little weird, but hey, embrace it. My husband was talking to a construction worker a couple of days ago, and the man said he'd never taken a vacation in like 40 years. His whole 40 years, he had just worked and worked and worked and worked. And it's very important for you to take a vacation, even if it's a day, to take a place to shake out the cobwebs of your head or to work out, get away from that, modern times routine that Charlie Chaplin shows us can happen to us so well in his films. Yeah, give yourself a vacation. A vacation doesn't necessarily mean you got to go somewhere exotic, although many of us would love to do that. What it means is just taking a day trip. Maybe you go to a restaurant. Like my husband right now is looking for a cool sandwich. Okay. He loves a pastrami sandwich, but he's really looking for iconic sandwich. Where can I get the sandwich of all sandwiches? The wow sandwich, if you will. And so we've tried several, and I said, I'll go with you on this journey. This is a fun journey. So this can be kind of your journey. Okay. Today, if they're open, because it's Labor Day and you wish everyone could have a day off, you go and you maybe check that out. Or it's a restaurant that you're very, very curious about. You say, today's the day I'm going to see if I've got reservations, and if I can get reservations and go to this restaurant. Or we're going to learn about restaurants. Last night I watched Chef Table, and I found several people I would love to go and eat at their restaurant. It's a different venue now since the pandemic. I don't know if they did it this way before the pandemic, but they do it now, which is that if you go to a Michelin star chef, 1, 2, 3, or whatever, that you're going to pay up front, and it's non-refundable. So you have to commit. Now, what they do tell you is if for whatever reason you can't make that date, they will push, you can reschedule, but you do pay up front, and it is non-refundable. And you're talking about 3 bills or more. So in many cases, it can be more. It could be 4 bills a person. So you're talking a lot, but it's an experience, quite frankly, you're never going to forget. Hopefully. That's what when you learn about these artists who work in food, what is it that excites you, and choose a couple or choose one and say, you know what, I'm going to book a trip and go there. If you happen to live in San Francisco, you happen to live in Chicago, you happen to live in some of these cities, a lot of these major people are there. So you just kind of make the appointment if you are so inclined. Key is to save up for it. Don't go into debt, but save up for it and say to yourself, I really want to do that. I hear from a lot of people who are Club 33 members. They save up for it every year. That is the one thing they want. They don't buy a lot of popcorn buckets. They don't go out for a ton of pins. Club 33 is their winning thing that they want. And that's what they do. There's a waiting list, but that's what many of them do. The ones that are collectors, this is what they'll tell you is their dream, their end all be all dream come true is to be a member of Club 33. And they really don't look, they look at that popcorn bucket and go, that or Club 33, this or Club 33. It's kind of the way that you work. Do I want this or do I want the big picture? If that's you, many of you, it's a popcorn bucket. Nothing wrong with that. Disney keeps making popcorn buckets for all of you who love popcorn buckets. So it's not diminishing that. It's that if you have something in a bigger picture, you want to go to Walt Disney World and it's expensive. Maybe you don't get the popcorn buckets online. Maybe you wait and go experience Walt Disney World and maybe pick up one while you're there. It's simply a thought. Yes, indeed. But hello again, Rick and Sherry, we miss you. Love for you to come down here and visit us. I'm watching the Yellowstone Labor Day weekend marathon right now. Season 5A starts soon. Season 5B premieres November 10th, only on the Paramount Network, just 69 days away. I'm excited. Joe, you're going to have to tell me about it because I don't know if you saw that article from Kevin Costner, but he believes it's going to crash and burn. He thinks without him, it's going to die. And I'm not so sure. But you'll be able to tell me because you've watched every season. I've watched 1 through 4, and I started to watch 5, and then I got busy, so I haven't watched all of 5. but I watched all the way up until I wondered why 5 was in 2 parts. And if you remember, Joe, you told me the reason that it was in several different parts was because of this Kevin Sheridan, what's the guy's name? Sheridan's last name, the writer. That's the one I like, really. I really like that guy. I like that guy a lot. Now, is that guy fun to work with? I don't know. But I love the idea that he's a real cowboy and that he's peppered that whole series with real, authentic cowboys instead of actors playing cowboys. He peppers it with cowboys. That's what attracted me. No offense, Kevin Costner. You did it. This one of the best things you've ever done is that Yellowstone, but that's not why I watch it. I watch it for the real cowboys and the daughter. Yeah. She's something else. Yeah, she's something else. So that's why I bought it, is I fell in love with the cowboy characters that they have, who are real cowboys. These are real ropers and real barrel racers and older cowboys who used to rope, bull ride, and barrel race. It's so real. And Joe, I think this is one of the reasons that you watch it. So I think, honestly, with that writer, it could still be successful without Kevin. And I don't know how that's going to feel to Kevin, but to Kevin Costner. But I don't think it's a guaranteed crash and burn without him. I really don't. I think I can understand as an actor, he hopes that's the way it is because he left angry. But honestly, I think it's got a real good chance of being great. But I'm curious about your opinion. Always curious about yours, Joe, especially after you've watched it. Yes, absolutely. Debbie says, I'm very sorry I missed it. Well, Terry, you didn't miss, sweetie. There's more where that came from, right? Yeah. I love that. I would love to have that. Yes, they're great, aren't they? And I don't think they were too expensive. I can't remember what they were, because one thing about when you go to a Kickstarter and you back it, it can be years before you get it. And I think these were, at least a year and a half, 2 years before I got them. Maybe a year. Just felt like 2 years because I was really excited about them. But you don't go there shopping for Christmas presents quickly, because you never know what they're going to run into. Because what they do is what you do for a Kickstarter project is you plan everything you can. You get with the manufacturer, you say, how many do I have to make? And now I'm going to put it on Kickstarter, see if I can get the funding. If I get the funding, then we're in action. And you want to make sure you have an ironclad contract with anyone you're collaborating with, friend or foe, because, you wouldn't be working with anybody you didn't like. But you want to make sure that as friends, you stay friends by having a good contract between you. Always important. But I absolutely love it as well. How are you today, says Mike. I am good. Happy Labor Day. Hope you enjoyed the unboxing. And I'm keeping it short by keeping it 45 minutes instead of an hour and 30 minutes. Everyone, do something nice for someone else. It'll make you feel a whole lot better. And today, I ask you to take it easy, rest, spend some time with friends and family if you can do so. And if you're working, take a little break. Just go look out your window for a couple minutes or whatever. I'm hoping you're not working today. I'm hoping you don't have to work today, and do something fun. Many of the tribe, you won't be surprised, is doing something creative today, something fun, something exciting, whether it's cleaning and getting their house back in order, because that's what they do, or it's drawing because they've been away from a while and they want to get back in the fold of doing that and feeling that wonderful feeling we do when we do that, what we love. Some people are going to Disneyland. There's a big surprise there. Some are going to events, sporting events, whether it's your child's or a friend of yours, or maybe there's an actual game. I can't speak for true because this is an area that completely passed me up. I don't know. I remember when Lindsay's son, my stepson, Ian, would sit with me as a little boy, and we would watch basketball. and he had to explain basketball to me. My dad had tried a couple of times, but I was just no, just wasn't my thing. And I liked hockey. Oddly enough, for some reason, I really thought hockey was pretty exciting. I played it for a little while, actually. I just thought it, I don't know why I thought that was so cool, but maybe it involved ice. I don't know. But the bottom line is my son told me about how you score in basketball professional. I had an idea kind of on the side, which is the same sort of, but in pro ball, it's different. Same with baseball. I used to love going to see the Dodgers for the hot dogs. There you go. I thought it was a very slow moving game, but my dad helped me to better enjoy baseball. Football, my husband's father helped me to realize that football's great from the stands, but on the 50-yard line in a box seat where you can eat all the yummy things while his father announces, well, that was the catbird seat. So that was the fun thing of all. So I learned there's ways you can see this stuff and enjoy it. But you all, you know that if you're sports minded, you live, eat, drink, breathe sports. My friend Anita, gosh, she loves sports. She has every thing on cable, you know, she whatever they are, the big huge sports packages, she like has everyone on her TV because she's really into football. I think she's into other stuff too, but she really loves football. And so that way she can see it anytime she wants. She just pulls up a game, no matter where it is or what it is or who's doing it, because she just loves it. So it was fun to sit with her and her family as they each pick different teams and they compete against each other. It was interesting. I can always apply it to something else in my life. Because even though I don't get into sports, I love Star Wars. So it's wonderful to see the cosplayers and what they come up with, whether they mash it up or they do something phenomenal, or I do something phenomenal, which I haven't done in a while as far as Star Wars sculpture is concerned, as far as my cosplay stuff, because I haven't cosplayed in a long time. Back in my day, it was a costume contest, but I can appreciate it because I did it. So, and I still do it, help others do it. So it's exciting. It's wonderful. It's fabulous. And I advise you to do something fun like that today, even if it's hugging a puppy. Go hug a puppy. Or if you're into kittens, cuddle a kitten. You know what I mean? Kiss a bird. You know, whatever you like in the pet world, that's another thing. Might be a zoo day. You never know. Okay? But do something nice for someone else. It will make you feel a whole lot better. If you happen to be someone who's feeling kind of melancholy, kind of down, maybe going into that dark, dark space where you're not feeling good about yourself or about something in your life, phone a friend. Get with people. This is what the tribe is for. We have a private Facebook page, and I've told people, if you got something you're battling with, a struggle that you're having, get it out and we'll cheer you on, pray for you, whatever you need from us. And so that's what makes it a really good page. So I urge you to join us. I hope you will. And I will see you again soon. Let's see what we've got here. We've got enjoy. Here we go. This is perfect. Enjoy your Labor Day. I'm going to draw something today after walking through my garden. Do I need to say anything more other than I love you? I will see you again soon. And hugs and kisses. And bye for now.